Hi everyone, Jim here. Welcome to my channel. Well, it's been a strange couple of weeks. I as you know, I have a couple of reading events. I have DrNovember and Dinovember that I've had to do for the month of November. Now November's almost done. I really haven't had many entries in it. Now it's been a little strange because I haven't been able to be very productive for those two reading events, and I don't really know why. I think, I talked to my wife about it. I'll sit here and I'll say, I've got to do this for DrNovember, I've got to do this for Dinovember, and I had things planned, and I ended up doing nothing because it almost seemed like everything was at odds. And I talked to my wife about it, and she explained it by saying that it's kind of like a fight, flight, or freeze response. And there's going to be a lot of booktubers out there who poo-poo this kind of thing, and there's lots who, they'll do daily videos. I'm not saying they're difficult to do. These videos are not difficult to do. It's easy to do. You got a camera, you've got the light, it's easy to do. And there's people who do it on a daily basis, people who do multiple videos on a daily basis, and for them it's almost like they're a shark that has to keep swimming forward or else they drown. And then there's other people who just put out a video a month, and they've got no problem with that. But this month has been weird for me because, again, I had this kind of frozen response to what I had to do. I had this like my wife said, this fight, flight, or freeze response. So I ended up doing nothing, and I'm thinking, okay, man, I gotta get something up. And I don't feel pressured by Mark or the people over there, or by Andreea or any of my co-hosts over there. I mean, they're both great events, and I do confess that I did probably say yes to both of them because of there's a certain amount of FOMO involved, a fear of missing out. I mean, that's a huge thing. That's why I think a lot of people say yes to things when they should be saying no, just step back, but as I said, they're both great events, and I really wanted to be involved in them. And but then again, we had other stuff going on too, so I don't want to explain it away by saying that I felt pressure to do anything. So as a result, I did nothing. But anyway, I thought I better come on because people are probably wondering what the heck's going on with me. So I thought I'd just come on and do an update as to what I have been doing and what I've been picking up. I have been reading, regardless of what I just said. I read a couple things for DrNovember, not as much as I should have, but I read The Poisoners. I think I might have mentioned this in my last video, Matt Helm book. Actually, that was the end of October. I read that, and I read Sam Durrell, Assignment Star Stealers by Edward S. Aarons. Now, the reason I read this is because the EEBS crew, the Elusive Exclusive Book Society crew, was nice enough to ask me to come on this Saturday and talk about this book. So just to let you know, we will be on this Saturday, and I hope you come and join us as we talk about this. It was a lot of fun, and so I read that for DrNovember, and I've been reading some short stories too. I don't have it with me now, but I've got the unauthorized James Bond. I was reading some stories from there. I was kind of going through a lot of my James Bond books, and one of the videos I wanted to do was actually a couple. I was going to go through all my movie editions of James Bond and talk a bit about the James Bond films. I still might do that, but we'll see how that goes. And I was also going to talk about the non-Fleming James Bond books, which there's a lot out there now. John Gardner took over the series after, in the 80s, long after Fleming was gone. Raymond Benson took over writing, and then they had like solo writers Jeffrey Deaver, I forget the other one's name, Sebastian Fox. Yeah, so I was going to talk about them, and I still might do that, but it probably won't be for November, for Dr. November. You know, and for dinosaur stuff, I've actually been reading dinosaur stuff. I mean, I love dinosaurs. That's why I thought it was such a great event. I did read The Lost World. That's the first time I've read it, by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and I love this. This is probably one of the original Lost World dinosaur stories, and it deals with a group of people, a journalist, Professor Challenger, one of Arthur Conan Doyle's most famous characters, aside from Sherlock Holmes, and another scientist, and Lord John Roxton, who's another intriguing character. And they travel to South America, where there is a volcanic plateau that back ages ago kind of, you know, rose up out of the landscape, and the prehistoric creatures still survive on top of this plateau. There's you know, there's dinosaurs, there's two races of kind of subhuman people. It was a really enjoyable story. I mean, anytime I've ever read Arthur Conan Doyle, I just enjoy reading them. And this is a classic, and I highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun, and I've been wanting to read this for a long time, and for some reason I've had it on my shelf, and for some reason I just never got around to reading it. So that's what I read for Dinovember, and I am in the middle of reading Ray Bradbury's Dinosaur Tales, which is a lot of fun. It's a very thin book, very quick read, but that's what I've been reading. I have a couple books that I just want to show you that I picked up this last week. Some through the mail, actually all of them through the mail, I think, because I haven't really gotten out this week to the bookstores or the thrift shops, but I've gotten a lot of stuff through the mail. I ordered some Mike Shane Mystery Magazine books quite a while back, and 4 of them, and they showed up the other day. And I want to thank the shipper. I forget his name, but he did a really good job in packaging them, and they came very promptly, and he threw an extra book into my order. I only ordered 3. He threw in an extra one, so I got 4 of them. So there's one story in here. Forget which one it was. I think it was in this particular issue. This is the one that the seller threw in for free. And there's a Michael Avallone story in here called Children of the Night. And it deals with all the villains of fiction. Casper Gutman, Moriarty, Dracula. There's a couple that I don't know who these characters are. Demetrius Macropolis, Auric Goldfinger, and they're all in this story by Michael Avallone, and Fu Manchu is in it as well. It's a short story, but it's a lot of fun, and it was a very, very neat surprise to find in this, and I don't think it's ever been reprinted anywhere. But yeah, as soon as I got it the other day, I opened it up, I saw that, and I read it, and it was a lot of fun, that story. And these are, like, I love these, and I'm trying to get, you know, buy as many of them as I can. Whenever I find them out in the wild, I pick them up, and I've got maybe 18 of them now, and there was tons of them. I mean, this ran for years, so there's a lot of them to get, but and these particular ones are from the 80s, and maybe one from 1979, so the covers are pretty good. This one in particular, I like this cover. And there's great stories in here. There's some stories by Ed Hotch and Dan J. Marlowe. Joe R. Lansdale has a story in one of these. Yeah, and of course each one has a Mike Shane story in it. So yeah, extra bonus for that. Those are great. So yeah, they came in the mail, and I'm still getting these Crimeucopia books. The editors over there, I'm on their mailing list. And these are just great little crime anthologies, these books. And this is the latest edition. If I remember, I'll put the link down below so you could order these for yourself. Now, this is it's a British imprint, Murderous Ink Press, and they're, as I said, they're from Britain, Lincolnshire, England. So, you know, I want to thank them for sending me these. The stories in these are, you know, really good. Reminiscent of the Alfred Hitchcock, you know, mystery magazine and the Mike Shane mystery magazine. They're just all short stories, and they're a lot of fun. So yeah, that's one that came in the mail the other day. And I also had ordered Men's Adventure Quarterly, the Fatal Femmes issue. Now this is a great magazine. I've got 3 of them now, and I think I grabbed the Ava magazine as well. She was a model for a lot of these men's magazines and paperback originals. But such a great magazine. I went through the Private Eye magazine in one of my videos, and I'll try to link it down up above or below, whatever, so you can watch that. But this is, you know, it's such a great magazine. They take the artwork and the stories from the original Men's Adventure books, and they reproduce them in this magazine. That's Bob Dice and Bill Cunningham are responsible. And there's a feature in here on the James Bond girls, which is a lot of fun. I mean, I'm a huge Bond fan, as you know. Let's see, there's one of the covers there. It's just full of stuff. It's full of incredible articles and artwork. It's a real treasure trove of stuff for people who like Men's Adventure and paperback originals. I think there's an article on the Alfred Hitchcock magazine, as a matter of fact. Yeah. So that's worth picking up, and that's for sale now. And again, I'll put the link down below if you're interested in picking that up. It's a great magazine. I can't say enough about that magazine. But yeah, that's here's a hardcover I got a while back by Lauren D. Esterman. This is a Valentino mystery called Shoot. Now, I've read most of his Amos Walker books. I've never read a Valentino mystery from Esterman, though, so I'm looking forward to reading that one and seeing if that's any good. I'm sure it is. I'm a fan of Lauren D. Esterman. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to update you. And yeah, it's been, as I said, kind of a new experience for me, feeling that. You know, just like I said, it's not pressure because I had the 2 events. And as I said, a lot of booktubers out there will just kind of disregard that, but I think it's a fairly valid feeling, and I think maybe a lot of booktubers might feel that way when they start to feel a little bit of that, pressure, for want of a better word. But yeah, it kind of froze me up for a while, which is kind of new to me. Like I've been on here for a couple of years, but I still consider my YouTube channel a work in progress. And I will get there. I will get better. It's something I will keep working on. And, you know, you learn as you go. I probably won't take on 2 events again in the same month. And I should be wary about what I say yes to, maybe. There's a couple of events that I really love that I will do all the time. June on the Range is one of them. My Private Eye July, I'm committed to that. But I think a lot of us forget that this is supposed to be fun. You know, I came on here because I wanted to just show off my books, share them with everyone out there, and sometimes you lose sight of that. And I think people should keep that in mind if they're to create a booktube channel, or for people who already have booktube channels. Just keep it fun, keep it light, and don't take on too much. You know, you can do that gradually as you go. If you find that you can take on more, then by all means take on more, but don't bite off more than you can chew. But that's it for me right now. I hope everybody's doing well. I will talk to you again very soon. You guys keep reading.